Hey, Mike. Happy Friday. How are you?
Happy Friday. I'm doing well.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to talk with you today because you all at Whisker have debuted one of the coolest quizzes to date that I think we've seen. And I know, that idea of the progress bar was yours, but we love it here. We're happy to be able to accommodate it. And, it is one of our favorite internal quizzes to talk about that we've done in the past couple of months. But, as we get started, I'd love to hear a little bit about, your journey over to Whisker, a little bit about
Mhm.
your background, and then let's dive
Yeah.
into some elements around the quiz as we
Mhm.
get started. So I'll turn things over to you. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sounds good. Yeah, so I am the senior manager over CRM at Whisker. So I manage everything from our email program, SMS program, and I also have been overseeing our subscription marketing program as well. And previous to that, I've been in the CRM email space for a little over a decade now. Worked for a digital marketing agency Tenuity for about 4.5 years. Really loved my work with them, and really got to hone in my skills while I was there. Worked at a few other places in house, working directly with brands, and then have found my new home here with Whisker. And it's been just a thrill working with their team, and it's been nice reconnecting with you, Allison, and getting to know a little bit more about Digioh and starting to work with your platform.
Awesome. Well, you've had quite the journey, and it is such a fun space to be able to reconnect again, and also to introduce new technologies as well. And you've been underneath a little bit more of a revitalization and innovation going through of technologies at Whisker as well since you've started. And one of the things that you shared with me last time that we spoke is that your business as a overall when you began, one of the initiatives that you had was to build a quiz. But one question I never actually asked you, and that was on
Mhm.
me, I should have asked you this, is what made the business of Litter Robot and Whisker actually want a quiz so bad in the
Yeah.
first place? What was going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, I think the hope with creating a customer onboarding quiz was being able to help our customers who may be having a hard time deciding which products to buy from us. So, being able to ask some targeted questions, we're not only able to collect important data points about our customers, but also able to prove their likelihood to convert and help reduce that decision fatigue as they're thinking about purchasing a product from us and figuring out which specific products that they may want.
Yeah, yeah, and that's so important, especially when you have a product like Litter Robot is, which is specifically for cats. It's a little bit more of a higher investment than your $5 litter box that you can buy off the shelf, right? But if you've had a cat before, and I certainly have, if you heard my dog barking earlier, it's my Shih Tzu. She's like a cat though. She's like 8 pounds, itty bitty. She thinks she's ferocious. She's not, but I've had cats as well. And one of the things that, I can just personally attest to is like you've got daily cleaning of that litter box that you've got to do. And after time, especially as life gets busy, it's actually really convenient to invest more in something that is a self-cleaning product and that also too maybe a little bit of a higher price point but and if you've had a lot of cats and you've had years of that, it's definitely worth it for sure. So when you were looking at, quiz providers specifically, one of the things that you shared with me, again, when we previously spoke, is that for 18 months prior to you coming on board, the business had been trying to get some sort of quiz off of the ground. In that period, did y'all evaluate other vendors or were you trying to build it in house? What was going on?
Yeah. So, when we were trying to decide on a potential quiz solution, the team was using a platform that wasn't really built for making quizzes,
Mm.
and we. When I came on board, I looked at kind of a number of different kind of quiz solutions, and what had kind of actually happened through that process is we found out that we had already previously previous working relationship using Digio for other features on our site. So it was definitely an easier decision when we already had a partner that could help us develop our first customer onboarding quiz. But I would say, since starting to work with Digio, we've been very pleased with the hands-on support, organized process, and genuine care about the success of our initial quiz launch. That would make me choose Digio again over other providers that we talk to.
That's awesome. Sometimes it's the functionality, right? And you've been at many different companies in our space, and I have too. And technology is awesome, but we sometimes forget it's the people behind that too that sometimes can make the biggest impact, and it's the process that it takes to get something stood up. And so my hope is that if whatever took potentially 18 months beforehand, and we got that done in such a fast period of time in partnership with you. How many weeks was that again? Did it take?
I think we got everything live with our quiz in about 4 to 6 weeks,
Okay.
and with very little dev work and implementation on our side, and a lot of hands-on support from the Digio team. We were able to get things up significantly quicker than what the original project looked like for the team.
Yeah, and you've got some really cool like integrations and things like that that you're doing too with Bloomreach as well.
hmm
That I know was another innovation project that you have been undertaking as you've
Yeah.
been at Whisker too. So we're just happy to be a partner alongside of you for that and build up again that people and that process to make that impact occur. I hope it made you look like a rock star. You got all these things going, but we all know, as e-commerce marketers. Really what also too helps us with standing out is the performance of what it is that whatever initiative we take on, whether it's a quiz or whether it's some sort of new CRM strategy or new messaging platform like a Bloomreach,
hmm
it all is about what performance is this helping us achieve and get to, and how are we better understanding our customers. So can we speak a little bit about that? What's
Yeah.
happening?
Well, to your earlier point, Digio's ability to integrate with our other platforms has allowed us to apply new data points to our customers within our platforms, and also send customers their survey results in follow-up emails. Which from those emails, we've seen a 3 times higher conversion rate from compared to our average marketing email. In addition to those higher conversion rates with those follow-up emails promoting the quiz and the customer quiz results, we've also seen a 60% increase in conversion rates among our Digio quiz takers compared to our average non-quiz taking customers.
Wow.
We're still getting early reads on performance, and we'll be spending more time promoting the quiz and helping drive more customers down the quiz to purchase funnel. So we're really looking forward to iterating and testing different variations of the quiz in the future.
Yeah. You said it so perfectly, right? I always tell people this: if your stack is whack, then Digio won't know how to react. So we want to definitely know more about what exists around you, because there's so much more that a quiz can do than just be simply sitting on a page on your site. And then also with a quiz as well, there's all sorts of different practices that you can take when you think about presence over perfection in the launch, and you think about continuous optimization too. And so it's fantastic. You're already in that mindset. That doesn't surprise me. But for those folks that maybe are listening or watching that haven't ever undertaken something like a quiz, and they think that it's, hey, is this going to help me solve my challenge or my problem that I'm having? Or this is going to be too much work. I can't get it stood up. What would you say to those types of organizations or brands that are on the fence?
Yeah, I think customer onboarding quizzes and quizzes in general have become super common and more popular among a lot of e-commerce brands. I feel like I see them about half of the different sites I go to, and would highly recommend e-commerce brands considering it to actually work with the platform and consider testing it to see if it's suitable for their customer base, and potentially for their product catalog as well. I think it can solve a lot of problems in that decision making process for customers. And as with anything, I think it's worth testing and really allowing that data to decide what the potential impact is. So if you haven't tested it today, I would definitely recommend it if you're running an e-commerce brand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great pro tip too. As marketers, we can kind of do analysis paralysis, right? And try all these kind of subtle ways to do personalization. And one of the fun things that I think a lot of our customers coming on board learn if they've never done something like this before, whether it's a full-fledged quiz like what you all have, whether it's a mini quiz even too, which is another thing that we do. When you simply just ask consumers, they'll tell you. All you got to do is ask. And then it's really easy to start to take a look at what are the impacts, and what also too does the data say about the experience, and then how do you use that to actually solve challenges, challenges for your business, challenges for your consumer, and reduce that friction and that path to purchase as well. So, Mike, you are such a pro, and it's been always a pleasure to be able to connect and to talk with you and to geek out too. And thank you again for trusting Digioh here and spending some time with us today, talking a little bit about Litter Robot by Whisker's new quiz and the exciting things that you have already to date and the things you're going to do in the future too. We'll see you later.
Awesome. Thanks, Allison. Pleasure as
Okay.
always.
See ya.